Good morning, Highlander Band. Mr. Brumley here again with my second vlog in the quarantine series here for you. This is really going to serve as announcements for the week of March 30th, which feels like the week of March 76th, but nevertheless, thought it might be easier if you got the announcements and things that you need to be preparing for and working on for this week in this way. Make it feel a little bit more like you're just getting announcements in your rehearsal rather than reading yet another email or Google Classroom assignment or whatever the case may be. So the first thing is, last week you should have all received an invitation to Google Classroom for your band class, be it Wind Symphony, Symphonic Band, Concert Band, or various percussion classes. It looks like, from what I can tell on our end, that almost everybody accepted the invitation and has logged in and checked things out. There are just a couple of exceptions to that, so if you haven't, please be sure and do that, because that is the gateway to all of the band assignments, just like the rest of your classes. It's the gateway to all the band assignments through however long this whole shelter-in-place situation lasts. If you need any help with that, reach out and I can gladly walk you through it. Do a Google Hangout or whatever to kind of give you a tutorial on how to access that. Then once you access that Google Classroom, all of the actual playing assignments that you're accountable for are through the Smart Music program, and your access code to that Smart Music window is on there. Again, looks like most of you have figured that out with just a few exceptions. Even if you have figured it out and you've accessed your class, if once you get in, if you're having a hard time with any of the functionality, like getting the recording function to work or anything that you need to submit the assignment, just email me or send me a message on Google Classroom or whatever, and I'm certain I can easily walk you through what needs to happen. But you do need to get up and running and functional in that Smart Music platform sooner rather than later, because you've got your first due date coming up this Wednesday, 2 days from now. So we want you to feel confident and successful on that. On that note, indeed, your first assignment is due this Wednesday by 1 p.m. It's slightly different depending on what band you're in or if you're in percussion. And in fact, Mr. Reberger asked me to tell you percussionists, your due date is actually Tuesday. You should have seen that in your Google Classroom. For all of the winds, regardless of which band, it's Wednesday at 1 p.m. You all had a couple of scales, a couple of fundamental drills, and then an excerpt from a piece of music that varied by the band and by the instrument that you're on. So be practicing getting that up to par, and then get that submitted. And you probably have already figured out you can practice it or even record as many times as you want. Go back and review, what your work sounds like. Clean things before you submit it. You don't have to submit it right away. So be confident about just getting on there and experimenting and getting it to the level that you want it before you submit it. I will then send back feedback. In fact, I've already done that with a few of you that have submitted your assignments already. I'll send back feedback, or Mr. Parks, whoever your director is, on stuff to work on. And again, there are no grade implications. This is just about the accountability of needing to practice and turn things in, and then getting the feedback to continue getting better through this whole process. Help sessions are available just like they would be real time with whichever director you would like to work with. So again, that's an email or a message or a Google Facebook, it's such a boomer, or a Google Classroom message away. Tell us when you're free and we will set up a help session via Google Hangouts with you, and it would work just like it would in one of our offices. So it can be on the excerpts that you're assigned out of Smart Music, or a solo you're working on, or if you are, like I mentioned last week, working on something for BLT auditions, doesn't matter. We're looking for stuff to do to keep our teaching chops sharp also. So we want to work with you, so please take advantage of that. Then private lessons. It looks like private lesson sign up has gone great. I've been in touch with all the private lesson teachers, and it looks like the majority of you have gotten that taken care of. But if you don't have your lesson time assigned, please respond to your lesson teacher and get that done. If you were taking lessons before this break in the calendar here, you need to still be taking lessons now. Number one, first and foremost, so that you're continuing to get better, and two, that's those lesson teachers' livelihood. They didn't plan on this any more than you did, and so we just need to keep everything as normal as possible. So get that lesson schedule done if you haven't already. Watch your email over the next day or two. There's going to be a band-wide Google Hangout coming up. We're waiting for the approval from HPISD for that. We're ready to go. We're all set up, but they're just checking on some of the final, frankly, legal implications of how that needs to work and everything. So as soon as we get the heads up from HPISD, we're going to set that up, and it's for everybody in the program. So watch for that so that you know what time it is, when to log in, all that stuff. Like I mentioned last week, but I want to drive this home because I think it's the most important thing. Individual practice on your instrument needs to be part of your daily routine, at least every weekday, Monday through Friday. There's no way when you take full band rehearsal out of your schedule and you take a sectional out of your schedule that you're going to keep your chops up unless you are absolutely committing to every weekday, or maybe more, depending on how driven you are, having that individual practice time as part of your routine. I sent out 2 weekends ago a recommended practice routine. You've now got these excerpts to work on. Commit to it and do it. Seniors, it's good for you. 9th through 11th graders, it's absolutely required for you. If we're going to continue to have the kind of band program that we've had when we get done with all this craziness that we're living through right now, then we have to have the individuals taking care of business. Commit to it, hold each other accountable, and get that done. And then finally, hopefully you saw Bobby Lyle, our very own, on the HPISD Facebook page last week. He was working on his solo, which is Carnival of Venice, and he sent me an excerpt of it that just sounded terrific. And so I shared that to HPISD, and they posted it, and it's got several hundred views. HPISD was really excited about that because it's evidence of kids in our district continuing to flourish in spite of the situation that we're in. So take advantage of that. We want more of you to do that. If you're working on something and you're thinking it's sounding pretty good, message it to me. It's kind of a show-off video. I'll send it to the district. They'll post it. We want more of that. We want the band to be leading the way in our school district in terms of setting the example for continuing to progress and learn and improve through the situation. So would love to show you off. So give me something that I can send to them. Looking forward to seeing you guys so much in person. I hope that is really, really soon. But in the meantime, stay on your stuff. Get ready for that band Google Hangout coming up soon, and let us know if we can help. Thanks, everybody.